So yeah, this is a 11 battery, sodium ion battery. It's a fairly new thing in the UK market. But basically, instead of having lithium ion, sodium ion, as you probably know, salt, a lot more abundant and ethically sourced, or capable to be ethically sourced, than lithium and cobalt and things like that. Even though it's a very, very new technology, it's already basically the same price, very roughly the same price as lithium ion, which is remarkable, I think, because it's so new. And you can tell what I'm going to say. The more and more this gets taken up, the price is just going to keep going down. So yeah, really cool. It's safer, a little bit safer with like fire risk and stuff like that. And obviously, yeah, less toxic. And as it says there, yeah, more ethical in the whole supply chain. So yeah, they're already being installed in the UK. Really good. Come get them from Midsummer.
Talk lately about surge protection on solar PV. As we know, there's a requirement in 712, section 443, 101, which states where surge protection is required on the AC side, it's also required on the DC side of the solar PV. Now, there's been a bit of confusion because a lot of inverter manufacturers have started to state that their inverters actually incorporate an SPD. Well, what we found is the parts they incorporate into the inverter don't actually constitute a complete SPD, which means it doesn't conform to the product standard of BSEN 61643-31, which for people that aren't absolute nerds like me, is the product standard for PV SPDs, okay? So a quick way to test is if you are looking at inverter, if it says it contains a DC SPD, because it has to say it's on the DC side, have a look if there's an indicator for the SPD part. So if it isn't showing an indicator to say that SPD is working, then it doesn't actually conform to the product standards, because you need to have some sort of indication on there. So you can see that on these devices here. So these are DC devices for your solar PV. You can see they've got green windows on and they'll flag to red at the end of their life. So if they were containing these devices into your inverter, you'd have to have some form of indication on the front. So if you don't have them, you have to install external SPDs, which you then install between your arrays and your inverter.
Hi, my name's Dan from Alpha, and I want to tell you a little bit about the brand Alpha. We're specialists in manufacturing heating solutions. We make gas boilers, we make commercial gas boilers, as you can see in the background there. We also make full heat pumps. We specialise in hybrid heating solutions. So if you've heard of heat pumps and you've heard of gas boilers, there's a really clever, innovative technology of putting two products together. We can guarantee cheaper running costs and effective heating solutions. So the Alpha E-Tech Hybrid, a really simple solution for small homes. So if you've got a gas combination boiler at home and you haven't got an airing cupboard, this could be a really great renewable solution for you. So what you see on the wall is a 33 kilowatt gas combination boiler paired with a small 4 kilowatt air source heat pump. You simply have two 22mm pipes connecting the two together. And in the smart controller, you type in how much you pay for your gas and how much you pay for your electricity. This system will cleverly look at the outdoor temperature, look at the indoor temperature, and it will pick the cheapest solution to run. So rather than being stuck with a heat pump with an electricity tariff or stuck with a gas boiler and a gas tariff, you can really get the best of both fuel sources, and we can really look at saving you some money on your energy bills.
So here we have the Hager EV charger, not in the market yet. We're looking back end of the year, but hopefully we're going to join the EV revolution and start bringing out a Hager version. So we'll have some more information soon and hopefully bring it and show the market what we've got.
So we're Flow Supplies Limited. We're a specialist pre-insulated pipe merchant. This is our most popular product for the heat pump market. Pre-insulated 32mm double in a 160 super insulated duct, very nice flexible bend radius, and this is our insulated external cover box for retrofit applications. Allows you to bring up the pipe on the outside of the property and penetrate through the wall above, damp proof. Heat shrink end cap seals off the end of the duct, convert to copper and pops through the wall. drop your insulated cover box over the top. Nice, neat solution, along with the rest of the range. So we've got domestic hot water potable, heating, trace heated cold for above ground, cold water mains applications, cold, quadruple, wide range of products for every application.
Metal, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So all you literally have to do is find the center, yeah? Scribe. Scribe, yeah?
Yeah.
Straight in the middle. That's the center.
Well, what's that picking up on then? Oh, I'll go around and do more on the others.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So while you're go in the loft,
Yeah. He's missed out the first step.
couple of them, yeah? A couple of them.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fine tune. It's going to be a proper clip
He's telling him
with and the right depth for it
Yeah,
to
yeah,
sit
yeah.
on the batten.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But you just put these in the loft, out on the roof, bang, center of the, drill a hole, put the bracket in. Bish bosh.
Hi, I'm Mark Holcroft, the heat pump manager at Worcester Bosch. I'm here on the Worcester Bosch stand at the NEC for Installer Live 2025. So I'm here with our 5800 heat pump. This can be installed as a full standalone heat pump. We're tracking down to 40 decibels of sound power at 1 meters. It is a super quiet air source heat pump. You can also install this as a hybrid system with any of our current range of boilers. So install it with a combi boiler. You keep your instantaneous hot water, but you're also benefiting from that energy efficient air source heat pump. Great for people who have solar PV or battery storage. Really, really good add-on solution. We also have our brand new range of air-to-air heat pumps. So if you follow me around into the stand, we have the brand new, launched this Monday, 3200, which replaces our old 3000 model. What you're now getting is the air-to-air heat pump for heating and cooling. We have got 3D tracking motion built in as standard, and also you're getting ionization. We also have the new premium 7000 model available in both white and black. This comes with up to 7 years parts and labor guarantee, and you will get smart controls in here as standard. Okay? For more information, pop down to the Worcester Bosch stand. We're here for one more day at the NEC.
Hello there. We've got some interesting products that you don't see fully utilised on the market these days, but we've got semi-flexible MCS approved, which is quite new. These panels are still silicon based, so they're just as efficient as the rigid panels that you're used to. Cables come out the top. The main difference with these is they're going to save you a lot of weight. So on lightweight roofs, tin roofs, asbestos roofs, all you really need to do is bond them down, which will save you a lot of time on install and a lot of time with the mountain rack, a lot of weight, no ballast needed, and then you're sorted. One of the new products that we're championing is a step beyond silicon. It is a fully flexible CIGS panel, and as you can see, it's one of the most flexible panels on the market. And the way this is achieved is a metal alloy cell instead of a silicon-based cell. These, we actually do have some of the cells around somewhere. As you can see also, it's fully walkable, fully stress tested. And even from the lights in here with no natural light, we've got a bulb still shining from it. The main applications for these are anywhere you would need a robust installation. So they were really good on narrow bolts, raised seam roofs, any kind of industrial application, quarries, things like this. They're peel and stick also, fully made in Sweden. So we think these are going to really pop off in the market. And if for the true eco warriors, they only take 10% of the CO2 it takes to produce a traditional rigid frame panel.
PAS 6300, 63100 came out last year. Where can you put them? Can you stick them in the loft, which a lot of people want to do because it keeps the DC cables quite short if you're going into the power conversion equipment? PAS 63100 said don't put them in the loft.
It's not actually a standard. It's been out now for over a year. It will be reviewed quite soon. But this sets down some conditions for the installation of batteries in dwellings. And what it was basically telling us is that there are places where they should be precluded, which means you shouldn't put them. And that include places like lofts, bedrooms, cellars, staircases, emergency exits, that type of stuff. And that's because of the potential risk of fire. Now, these batteries don't explode and burst into flames on a regular basis, but if the building was to suffer a fire, they can eventually combust. When lithium burns, it produces oxygen, which just makes the fire burn brighter. So we need to make sure that in terms of fire, they are kept safe. So they say, don't put them in places like lofts, which are wooden places that will go up like on fire. Now, what they also did was to say, if you have to, you need to apply to something different.
Right, so there are, it does go on to say, now you've got to install with smoke detectors. So yes, I want to put this, take it from outside, stick it indoors. Wherever I put it indoors, I must have smoke detector. Now, if you're going in a loft, there's always been a requirement under 5839 part 6. Any electrical equipment in the loft must have a smoke detector in there as well. But this is what we're saying now. That has to be linked to the other smoke detectors that are in the dwelling to give a complete solution. So our friends over at ACO have got some fantastic guides on what you need to do, the grade category of system that you're going to need to make sure that you're complying with that. So yes, you can put it indoors, but you've got to look at the risks associated with putting it indoors and what you've got to do to mitigate those risks. What do? We employ smoke detectors to put over and above the equipment that you're installing. That is linked to the other stuff that is in the installation. Be mindful of that. You need to make sure it's linked to the existing. If they haven't got the existing, you've got to put that in as well.
That's what the PAS says. And although it isn't a British standard as such, there's something that's out there. And if anything went wrong with an installation you didn't comply, somebody in a big gown will be standing across the room from you in a courtroom in a couple of years saying, why didn't you comply to the standard? So that's what you've got to be aware of whenever you do these installations. Okay, Mark, we're going to see you talk about this one.
Yeah, so
No, you
like we said, from one extreme to the other, look at this.
Look at that. What a majestic mover.
From no hair to all the hair. And in your knowledge as well. Right, here we go. So Marvel's on cover join us because we get this one asked quite a lot of times. We asked, if I'm going to install renewables, do I have to automatically think about upgrading the incoming supply? And the reason we'd like you to join us is because we understand you've done some work with the Energy Networks Association about maximum demands. Could you please tell us how you got on that?
So this all comes around from electrical diversity. Think about what's in the guidance. And the guidance, as you pointed out yesterday, and I've looked this up, you're right.
I have right, because I'm right. I'm always right, Mark. Putting the right thing in it, you know.
The industry guidance on electrical diversity dates back to about 1934, which I think was the 13th edition of 11th, 13th, 10th. I've got to give you electrical diversity. This is where you think about what goes on in your house. Everything isn't switched on and plugged in at the same time and operates in full tilt. You think about an oven, you think about a hob, it goes through that kind of simmering element, you know, that it's on, it's off, as it gets up to temperature. So even though a hob or oven might relate to 3 kilowatts, it's not at full tilt all the time. So this is where diversity comes in. You take an assessment of maximum demand. Now then, what's in the industry guidance is it's still hard to go back to 100 watt lamps.
100 watt lamps, yeah. When's the last time anyone put 100 watt lamp in? I don't think we've sold one in 20 years.
Filament lamp course. That's all gone. But what's in the guidance? It's stated that if you do follow the guidance, it won't give the most economical answer, but it keeps you out of jail, really. It keeps you on the conservative side. But of course, you can apply your own logic to how you assess maximum demand. So by following the guidance, renewable installers have found that when they do the calculation, they're landing at 120 amp,
Way over.
60 amp.
Way over, aren't they? Especially you put a heat pump, you put some batteries for electric vehicle charge point in there as well, you are over. But that's too safe, isn't it?
You think about Christmas Day. The family turkey's in the oven, the family's round, someone's in the shower, and then can you put the car in, please?
Yeah.
Where's it all coming from? That's the worst case scenario, Christmas Day. But the assessment, really, when you carry out a proper diversity calculation, you really you need to obviously keep it below that maximum demand, maybe 100 amps or the cut out or 80 amps or whatever. But think about an EV charge point. A current EV charge point, it has a CT on it, a current transformer, which monitors what's happening in terms of the current draw from the supplier. As it's getting up to that 80 amps, 100 amps maximum, it'll throttle back a bit. There's another load comes in, it'll throttle back.
Yes, we've seen a lot of that load management systems, all the systems that are available around the home today.
That's exactly it. Now then, when you've got an EV charger from one manufacturer, you've got a big pump we saw earlier from another one, one's in, it's getting up to that maximum, so it drops out, the other kicks in. And it does this tick-tock all the time because ping pong, because it sees the spare capacity, I'll switch up now, before it's too high. So the work we've done with the E&A, we're looking at the electrical diversity of different types of property. Well, speaking with manufacturers, the way to do with this is you need equipment that talks to each other. Right, so your EV charge point needs to talk to your people, that sort of thing, so that when one's coming in, the other throttles back a bit, and the management system then takes over to make sure that what you've got works and keeps it below that maximum demand.
I'm just over here on the Solax stand and their stackable battery, which I haven't actually seen in the flesh before, has just caught my eye. So I'm just going to have a chat with Emma here and she's going to tell us a little bit more about it.
So this is the IES, obviously single phase, 3-phase versions. So you've got up to 8 kilowatts for your single phase, 15 kilowatts for your 3-phase. You can have 3 batteries in a stack. For single phase, it's a maximum of 20 kilowatts. So you've got 5 kilowatts each battery. You've got your inverter, your BMU, with your base. There's no cabling whatsoever in between each of the battery stacks. They're just plug and play. Everything is wired nicely to the side. You've got 3 MPPTs and 3 strings, 3 trackers. Your dongles on the side. You've got your EPS. EPS port is wide with your grid port, so it's easier for installation. For example, you can just put a 5-cord Armored in if necessary. You've got your comms ports. We've rejigged everything about because we've listened to the installers of what we've kind of gone wrong with and how we can improve it. So we've altered all of that for you guys. Automatic heating built in as well, so these will happily live outside up to minus 30 degrees. Yeah, it's a good bit of kit, to be honest. AI ready. You can also integrate your generator, a wind turbine. You can add your weather station to it so that if you set your batteries to charge at 1 o'clock in the morning, but it's going to be your tariff change, it will do that. If it's going to rain, if it's raining now, it can charge your batteries before, and if it's raining tomorrow, it can charge them now. And there's a lot of good with it being open API as well. you can add a company can add their own platform to this so that you can have your own control. So if you're going to install it in assisted living, for example, the company can add their program to it, so they can program it. Mrs. Bloggs needs to have her tablets at 2 o'clock every day, but one day she don't wake up because she's not put a kettle on, she's not put the lights on. This will know that she's not used any energy and be able to send an alarm message to the staff so that they can go and check on it. There's some really good stuff coming with this. It can talk to Alexa and Google, and yeah.
And the installation was done sound, you should have no problems at all. Flexor have been around for 18 months to 2 years, and they are an option for some scheme providers. Well, no, actually, some energy providers will accept them. So you can register through them if you want to as well. And now it's about finding a scheme operator that runs both of those systems. So in answer to the question, do you have to be MCS registered to install them? Actually, no, you could install without MCS. You're not going to get options to pay back tariffs, or SEGs as they're called. You're not going to get the ability to do those. But if you wanted to put it in your own house, as long as you've got the competency to do it, you can do it if you wanted to.
Yes, I can. I mean, there are going to be times that we know that, of course, where you've got local authority contracts and housing associations, they will look the benchmark, which is NCS, and they'll specify it in the tender document, and in which case there's no brainer. And we're not saying it's a bad thing; it's a very, very good thing.
MCS is a great system.
Very high standard.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing some small domestics and you're perfectly capable of installing them, and they don't feed in tariff, and they're able to get onto the tariff that doesn't require MCS, don't need to be MCS in order to do that installation.
Or you're going to do batteries and store it all, and you never figure.
That's right. I mean, mine is registered as an MCS installation, and I'm not feeding in. I'm just using the energy locally, and they are giving me a perfectly good tariff. So it's possible to do it. But the bloke that was standing here off the last tech door wouldn't hear that. We're getting a lot of shouting.
Yeah. But again, we're not saying you can't do it.
No.
MCS exists. It does a really good job.
MCS.
And it's a business decision if you want to move down that way to do it. And that's entirely true. But Flexor is an option you may want to consider and you may want to think about. So have a think about that one. So there you go. The van's been given away. So what we're going to do
Is that the van?
that's the van.
Lawson here.
Dean Rollison.
I've got a feeling it's the van.
Dean Rollison has won the van. Dean Rollison of Rollison Electrical has won the van. Right, it leaves me and Dave to say we've got one more talk for you coming up. The 8th edition, 4th Amendment to the Wiring Regulations is happening at 2:45. Your CPD will be given to you via the lovely, the amazing Rebecca Moore.
We
and
love
the team.
Rebecca!
Get yourself scanned on the way out. Give her a little bit of a comment to give her a pep talk deal on the way out as well. Say how lovely she is because she's looked after us all week. Please, I'll see you back here at 2:45.
Bye-bye.
So I've just wandered over to a stand called EnviroTile, and I've seen this tile in the past and actually looked at possibly speccing it on other jobs because it's a lightweight tile. But I've just met Trevor here, who's actually going to just tell you a bit about EnviroTile and what it is and how it came about.
The EnviroTile roof system is a concept that was conceived 15 years ago, having watched a program on the television where professors were advising that they needed new applications for recycled plastic that was contaminating the oceans. Having learned that from the program, I then thought, why don't they put that on roofs? My background was a roof tiler for 35 years prior. There was nothing I didn't know about roof tiling in general. And I designed, conceived a lightweight interlocking system that roof tiles could add to for use. And it's worked extremely well. It's very resistant to wind uplift loads. It's very easy to fix to roof. It's very lightweight to assist health and safety at work. And the product is manufactured entirely in the UK, in Wales. We've now just designed and we're bringing to market an integrated solar roof tile, making the aesthetics far better, making it lightweight, and we use recycled polycarbonate, a heat-resistant polymer, to assist solar going forwards. So EnviroTile is a great product, should be considered for all. The solar roof tiles are 25 watts they provide, so they harvest 25 watts on a sunny day. They fit very easily with our roof tiles, where simply they slot together like so, and it's one simple screw to fix the button. It's a very easy system for installation, and it should revolutionise solar installation as a whole.
I think it's a very clever product. It'll just like, look there how that looks on the roof, integrated, and it's a really simple fit. The way you've shown me how that fits together, Trevor, it's just actually really simple. No complicated flashings to put in.
No.
Just part of the roof, then the actual interlocking of the slate look tile there. It actually looks really neat. And actually what you were showing me earlier, some of the projects there is like supermarkets and things are using this roof system. And then you can see even like new build properties, they've got this tile on it. It's absolutely fantastic to see it up close. I mean, yeah, I've seen it online and seen that it's an interesting lightweight tile that we've got a project coming up where we've got to fit a lightweight tile. And at the moment, it's like a Decra type tile, and the Decra is not lasted because it's been walked on, it's warped. Whereas you can see how durable this is. Well, I think that will live up to, I think you said it's like 40 years warranty on it. Is that right?
I'd also like to mention that one full articulated lorry would supply 20 new homes.
20
That's
new
the
homes,
roofs
wow.
for 20 roofs. That also saves on a lot of transport, reduction in carbon.
Through there, since that's the soft shots and no. What we do is once you've drilled your hole and you've set this to the level required, then you'll put some good high quality like our perform adhesive MS polymer, right? And then it's nice, but yeah. And then you got water seal through to right. That's sealed. So that's your waterproof. It's on. Then all you do is drop your hole through, and all of the load off your bolt is carried there. That's good. Should we have a photo deep there? As it is, certainly an answer to my question. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, look at that. Same. It will almost be loose. So the circles is down. Well, when I say it is if you I was usually pushing it for that side. What's that pressing up as well? That's new. Yeah.